Okay, to pick up from where we left off, what we're going to do now, if you haven't already opened, is, where are we? Set up web development environment in Windows 10 with Atom as a text editor and Google Chrome as a browser. So you should already have that open. So this is what this particular tutorial or practical tutorial is about. Okay, set up for web development in Windows 10 with Atom as a text editor and Google Chrome as a browser. Introduction. What we're going to do in this tutorial is install Google Chrome. See appendix within this document for more instructions. Install Atom in Windows 10. How to start Atom. Set up working folders to create website. Create the web page in Windows 10 using Atom. How to create simple site and a HTML page. How to install packages in Atom. I should change the order around, but doesn't matter. In how to install Atom, I might also include the packages. So nothing's really finalized yet. We'll see. Okay, but the first one is how to install Atom in your Windows 10. So before we start coding, we need to install our text editor. So install Atom in Windows 10. We'll leave install Google Chrome last. Okay, tells us to go to Google. So we're at Google. I can close. Actually, I might just close all that. Start Microsoft Edge. That's our browser. And in the address bar, we might type Google, www.google.com, and it says to type Google, and then in the search bar, type Atom. So in our search bar, type Atom, enter. That's not Atom. Atom.io is a desktop application built with HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and Node.js. It runs Electron, a framework for building cross-platform apps. Electron. So what's our tutorial say? So it's Atom.io. Okay, we found Atom.io. That's the one we want, so we click that. And it comes up with this. And then if we scroll down, it says Atom 1.5 Windows 64-bit, and we just click download. And it will take a couple seconds while we wait for that. Download the version of the OS, Atom 1.5.8, same version, and click open folder once it's downloaded. Downloading. My download is a bit small, so I'll just pause the video for a second, wait for that to download. And now the download's almost finished. It's finished downloading Atom. Okay, Atom's finished downloading. Now if we go open folder, takes us to the folders, or actually takes us to the downloads, and there's Atom. So now if we double click the Atom ex, or what does it say in the tutorial? Show folder, click the Atom exe. So we click the Atom exe, then a splash screen will appear. That'll take a few seconds. Run the installation wizard and use default settings. Oh, okay. So it's actually installing now, so we just need to wait. And then how to start Atom once it's finished installing. So at the moment, it's just installing Atom. Splash screen hasn't popped up yet. So I'll just pause the video here for a second. There you go, the splash screen is just opened up. Atom is being installed. It will launch once it's done. So it's just installing. Just wait a couple more seconds. Now Atom has just finished installing. So once it's finished installing, it will pop up something like this. Register Atom? No, we don't want to register. No, never. So when Atom first starts, you have project panel, telemetry, you have tabs, you have a welcome screen. I don't want to show the welcome screen. Telemetry, and close telemetry, close welcome, and close the welcome guide. So now you just have project. And you can move the panel. Okay, so what do we got? We have in our Word document. So we finish installing Atom and it will start up automatically. So that's Atom. So I'll just close Atom and get out of Atom and close the downloads folder and go back to our Word document. How to start Atom. To start Atom from the command line, press the Windows key on the keyboard and press the letter R. You can either go start, and you should see Atom somewhere. And there you go, most recent Atom. But if you can't find Atom, you can just type Atom. So, how to start Atom? You can either press it in the start menu or you can use it via the keyboard. So Windows R and type and press the enter key on the keyboard, Atom. So we'll type ATOM, Atom. And then we press enter on the keyboard. Press enter on the keyboard. ATOM. Oh, atom.exe. How about that? That's weird. That's very weird. Maybe the computer needs a restart. That's probably why. Okay, if it doesn't work, it normally does work. But if Atom doesn't work, just press Atom. And when it first starts up, you have project and telemetry. What's the instruction say? Oh, that's it. How to install packages in Atom. So Atom is just the base application for as a text editor. Now, a package. A package is the ability to add extra functionality to an application. And that's what we're doing. Adding extra packages so that the software can do better, bigger and better things. So how to install a package. Go to Atom in Windows. In the menu of Atom, click File, Settings, and then click on the right panel to click Install and search for a package to install. And in our example, we want File Icons. Copy. So I said go to File Settings. So in the menu, File, Settings. So we're in the Settings tab, Core, but we want Packages. And there's 81 packages currently installed. But, what did it say? Select right panel, click Install, and then search. So, that's the current packages that are already installed on the computer. If we go Install, and we type a name for a package that we want to install, like File Icons, and we'll give a list of all different packages, and we're looking for File Icons, which is this one here. Assign file extension icons and colors for improved visual gripping. So we click Install, and it will start downloading the package from the internet. Okay, which one was it? Doesn't it show? File Icons, that's the one. That's the one we chose. Once you have found the icon, click the Install button, which I already did. Click the Install button. Step 3. In Atom, install packages. Search and install the following packages. So I want you to install the following packages. So, there you go. File Icons has been installed. So we scroll up, and we want to enter a new package name. We might go Atom Beautify. Atom Beautify. And then we scroll Atom Beautify, that's the one we want, by Gavin. And we go Install. So this will actually color code all our code for us. And Atom just doesn't do HTML. It does CSS, JavaScript, PHP, Python, Ruby, Java, C, C++, C Sharp, etc. SQL, and more in Atom. So Atom Beautify just color codes our text so it's more readable and understandable. rather than just plain text. And you could call Atom as a IDE, Integrated Development Environment. But you just need to add additional packages to enhance its capabilities. Okay, while we're waiting, what else is there? Use for Node, Atom Torrent.js. Copy. And we'll just wait for that. Okay, it's just finished installing Atom Beautify. Next one is Atom Terrain, and that's for Node.js. We'll just install it anyway, you don't really need it, but just for practice. Install. Okay, it's just finished installing. Next one, auto close HTML. Auto close HTML. Take a couple seconds. Auto close HTML. So it will automatically close any tag that you open. And then the next one, Emit is a nice plugin that lets you to write HTML and CSS using abbreviations that expands out to its full code equivalent. You don't need to put that in, but these are just some recommendations. For future web development that we do. So it just finished installing Emit. Next one, CSS lint. This will help you write better CSS code. Oops. List any errors in the HTML editor about CSS. Pigment will scan source files in your project directories looking for colors. It will build a palette with all of them. Pigments. a package to display colors in a project and files. Language EJS. Just wait for that to finish. A couple more seconds. Okay, now that's finished installing. Next one, which is language EJS. So for JavaScript. So we'll install that. We're not actually doing any JavaScript, but this is just for future development. Word documents. Optional packages. It shouldn't really be optional. You should have it actually. But this is a good one. Atom HTML preview. So it will actually give you a preview panel rather than going to the Edge browser or going to your browser. ATM HTML preview install. And just while we're on it, if you click on the actual package, it'll take you to that package's information page. Well, it's supposed to. There you go. Takes you to that information page, which is part of the GitHub repository. And how to install. APM install Atom HTML preview. That's using the command line. Or you can use install. There's no other settings. Or there's a shortcut, Control-Shift-H in the editor to open a preview panel. So to use it, you press Control-Shift-H to open a preview panel while you're in Atom. So we can close that. And if you want, you can go to settings. So settings tell you some more information. Enable MathJX, preview, preserve white spaces, scroll to cursor, trigger on save. And it also tells you how to use it. So you can get extra information. Now to get back to our install section panel, we're still in settings, but if we go install, because it doesn't have install here, we don't need to install it again. Or you can tell it's installed because there's no install button. That's what I was trying to say. Sublime style column selection. Sublime style column selection. We'll go install. And a couple more. And linter ESJ for JavaScript. And install. Now once we've installed all our packages, we'll need to close Atom just for it to update so that we can use it, each of these packages. If you go to packages in the menu, these are all the different packages that are installed. Just like before, we had preview HTML. So package preview HTML wasn't installed before. Now it's installed. So to go to it, you can either press, I think it was Control Shift H, or you can go to Packages, Preview HTML, Enable Preview, or Atom Beautify. What are some other ones we installed? Command palette, bracket matcher, settings view, snippets, spelling, style guide. Add some of the shortcuts to it. Atom Beautify. But as you write the code, it will run in the background. But that's the way you can view all the packages. But the main one we're concerned is Packages, Preview HTML, and Enable. But we'll have a look at that once we've restarted and created a folder and do some other things. So we're just waiting for Linter ES or JavaScript to install. And when Linter pops up, it will ask you to install dependencies. Install dependency, yes. So dependencies are other packages that need to be installed for Linter to work. Come on, yes. Okay. Okay, Linter has finished installing. So now we'll close Atom. Step 4, close Atom. And next section, set up working folders to create a website. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, we'll do that. Step 1. In Windows 10, press the Windows key and the letter R and press R. So the Windows key plus letter R, type Explorer, PLORER.exe, start Explorer, and go to Desktop. Moving a bit too fast. Using File Explorer, navigate to the folder Desktop. So when it opens up, go to this PC, Desktop, and those are some of the stuff that's on the desktop already. Step 4, in the Windows desktop, create a folder called www and simply right click the mouse in the right panel and go new folder. So we got desktop, and in the right panel right click in empty space, new folder, and type www, and then double click in www, create a subfolder in www folder and call it site1. So we right click, new folder, site1, and then press enter on the keyboard, or just click off it. And then do the same. We want 3 sites, site 1, site 2, site 3. So site 1, right click, new folder, site 2, and new folder, site 3. So site 1 might be our little example, site 2 might be our web pages that we create, and site 3 might be our testing. How to create web pages in Windows 10 using Atom. How to create a web page. Okay. To create a web page or a number of web pages using a HTML editor, you need to create what is known as a site. What is a site? A site is simply a folder of all files necessary to store a number of web pages and its assets and other configuration settings. In Atom, to create a web page, you need to create a folder to store all your assets, which we did. We just created our different folders on our desktop. under www. Example, we need to install images, JavaScript code, audio, video, etc. Configuration files, class files, etc. How to create a simple site and a HTML page. In Windows 10, press the Windows key on the keyboard and press R on the keyboard to bring up the Run dialog box. And it says to type Atom. Let's see if it will work this time. Run atom.exe. No. How about atom dot? No. Still doesn't work. Alright, we'll just hit start Atom. So now Atom is starting. Close or open panels. So I just minimize File Explorer and Atom is still loading. And it says close all panels except for the project panel. So if I click in telemetry, there should be an X button. Oh, okay, installing linear dependencies. Oh, so it's still installing. But if I click here, there you go, and you press that, that's the panel. But keep the project panel open, and you can drag to make it bigger or smaller. Okay, so that's what it might look like. And we closed all the panels. After creating your folders to store your sites and assets in Atom application, in the menu click File and click Menu, Item, Open Folder. Okay, so we go File. I said Open Folder, and we want to go to our desktop. And we want to go www, and the first site we want to make or use is site 1. So select site 1 and go select folder, because that's where we want to store our pages. So now you have a site in the project panel and there's no web pages, nothing's in there at the moment, it's empty. So now if we go, so we selected the folder, now we're up to step 5. To create a web page, in the menu click File, New File. So to create a web page we go File, New File, and it's created a file. It's empty and we haven't saved the file yet. So let's see what the instruction says further. In the menu click File, Save As, then in the file type text box type exe, for example, example1.html. So we go File, Save As, type exe, and then go Save. Okay, so we have an empty file. So if we go File, Save As, bring up the Save As dialog box, and we want to call it exe1.html, and file type or file types. So by doing this, go in File, Save As, you can also do this in Notepad. So if you go File, Save As, type exe1.html, and then just change the file type to all, you're creating a HTML page in Notepad. Doesn't have to be necessarily be in Atom. So that's basically how you create a web page or HTML page. And then you go Save. And now it's color coded. It's given a little icon. So when we install packages, and we installed a package, something about icons or something. I think it's symbols, file symbols, and added the file symbol because that's a HTML file, so it has that symbol, the number 5 in it, and it's color coded it as orange or red. To me, it more looks like orange. So in the project folder, we have our site and our first HTML page. And then it says type the following code in exe1 HTML in Atom. Then once finished, press Ctrl S on the keyboard to save the changes. So I am going to, you don't have to, but I'm going to resize. Oh yeah, I resize it to that one, so I can see the code as well. So now, to write HTML code, we'll go into this further, but this is just an example. So we have less than sign, and we have an exclamation mark, and we go doctype, 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 and then HTML. So any document that you write, whether it's create, whether it's a Photoshop file or a Word document, it would always have doctype. We'll have doctype PSD, which is a Photoshop file, or doctype JPEG, it's a JPEG file, or doctype Word 15 or 16 or something. And then we have HTML, language equals English, and then close tag, and it automatically created the ending tag. So beginning tag is the less than sign, and the closer tag you put the greater than sign, and then it will automatically put a closing tag. But this is actually the closing tag. But HTML needs a less than and greater than sign between an element tag, and this particular element tag is HTML language tag. Then we have a head section, head, so we have an open tag, and then we have a closing tag, which is less than sign / head, and then greater than sign. And then we have title in between that, less than sign title, and then we have title. Just to make it the same, I'll leave the head in there and the title. And then we go to the end of the head and we type body tag or body element, and then it automatically puts the closing body tag. And then inside the body tag, I'm going to type exe1.html. And then I'm just going to put hello. And then that little symbol next to up there means the page hasn't been saved yet. So in the instruction it says press Ctrl S. So if I press Ctrl S, that little icon, which is the circle, will disappear. Ctrl S. Now we save the page. Now if I put a space, I made an error, hello, it puts the dot up there saying that it hasn't been saved. So I press Ctrl S. Now we saved the page, and that's our HTML code. I made it look slightly different. Now, using File Explorer, navigate to Desktop www Site 1 and simply click on the file. Windows 10 will choose the default application to open an HTML file, which should be Microsoft Edge. And then once you find it, just double click on it. So it says to go to File Explorer. So we had File Explorer open before, and we created our sites. So we want site 1. So if we double click site 1, there's our web page that we created. C drive uses demo 1 desktop. So we're on a desktop, www site 1, and that's our site 1. Now if I double click that, it will automatically open it in our browser. but in particular, in this case, it's our Microsoft Edge browser. There you go. In the body, it's displayed exe1 HTML hello. There you go. Oh, maybe not that. Just leave it there. And that's our path. C drive uses demo1 desktop www site1 site exe1.html. Now this is just working off our local computer. So this is sort of like offline local hosting. It doesn't actually have a server up and running, but we'll go into more of that maybe when we do JavaScript or Node.js. But for now, it's just a static page on our local computer. And it's just using this path. Okay, we'll minimize that and minimize that. So that's our example, and that's what it displayed. I might just actually change that back to normal and save it. Then if I go back to my Edge browser and I'll refresh the page, there you go, it's gone. So now it looks like our example. There you go, that's our example there in the Word document. Okay, what's next? Note, if you want to open it up in Google Chrome, simply highlight the file and right click on the highlighted file and select Open With and choose Google Chrome. Because we haven't installed Google Chrome yet, we'll just leave it as is. We'll skip that section. Now, to open it up in or preview what it will look like in Atom, we go to Packages, Preview HTML, and Enable Preview. So we'll go to that. We'll go back to our Atom, maximize it, and we go Packages, and we go Preview HTML, and Enable Preview. When we do that, there's our preview panel. So whatever we type in our body, what fun, and then we save it, or in the preview panel, it did a live preview. And if we save it, and there you go, and put what fun. Title, my first web page. Control S. But you can't see it in the preview panel. It's only what you see in the body will be displayed in the preview panel here. But if we go to our Edge browser, instead of exe1, if I go refresh, it will say my first web page. Okay, go back to our Word document. So we enable preview, and there's our preview. Okay, to continue with creating markup language document course, we'll put creating web pages on hold and go through some theory first. However, you can go straight into section element 2, create document structure, see document 001 HTML intro to HTML doc to continued activities, learning HTML code. So if you want to skip through all of it, you can actually just open that document and start doing the activities, which can be found in our course document. So our course folder, which we saved on the desktop, and you go docs, and it should see 001 introduction to HTML. Now if we open that document, has all the basic code in writing HTML. So from what we learned on how to create a web page, so each time you create a web page, you can either create a new site or just add a new page. So just say file, new file, and then we need to go File, Save As. We might put page, oops, yeah, page 2. Ooh, page 2.html, and choose all files. Yes, page 2, and then we might copy that, and we want page 2. So page 2 is here, and we might just click that, and page 2. Welcome to my page 2. To my page 2. And we might save that, and there you go. It's my page 2. Now I can move that over to here if I want, but I don't see a preview. So I can go Packages, Preview, Enable Preview. It says welcome to page 2. Or you could have went to Explorer, and we go www, because we're in our folder, and you can tell where you are. Up in Atom, it says the location. C drive users demo 1 desktop www site 1. So that's where we need to go, because we saved this web page 2 in. So if we go to here, and that matches. C drive users demo 1 desktop www site 1, site 1, and there's our web page 2. Now if we simply double click that, and we can see it in our browser. Welcome to my page 2. So that's our first web page, and this is our second page. Okay, so as you go through all the tutorials in 001 Introduction, you need to create and save whatever you type, and save it throughout the course to do all the activities. Okay, now the next step is how to install Google Chrome on Windows 10. Now I might close some of these windows because it's getting messy, and I'll just leave that up. Actually, I might take that out, and I'll save that page. There you go. So now site 1 has 2 pages. Okay, now we want to install Google Chrome. So I can close that, new tab, and jumping ahead of myself. So how to install Google Chrome on Windows 10. Move the mouse pointer to the taskbar. So move the mouse pointer to the taskbar, double click the left mouse button on the Microsoft Edge browser icon, which brings up here, and then we can type www.google.com, and double click the left mouse on Edge browser. In the Microsoft Edge browser application, click on URL address text box, which I just did. Type Google in the search address bar, and then press enter on the keyboard, which I just did. I just pressed enter to take us to the Google web browser. And then in the search engine of Google, type Google Chrome. So type Google Chrome, press enter. Now we don't want that, that's an ad. We want google.com.au int ENAU Chrome. Yeah, we probably want that one. So we don't want the ad. Apps, no. Google Chrome support, download install Chrome. So which one do we choose? That's the question. Oh, maybe we go Google Chrome. That's better. From the documentation, it's changed. Chrome Web Store. We want this one. Google Chrome download fast secure browser. Click that one. I might make the screen a bit bigger. The browser built by Google. Download Google. download Chrome. Download Chrome. Download Chrome. And there's instructions on how to download Google Chrome. And it should automatically start. If it doesn't, download Chrome manually. Yeah, I just click that. Download Chrome manually. And then I'll start downloading Google Chrome. I just downloaded Google Chrome. The setup file hasn't actually downloaded it yet. It just downloaded the. So we click download Chrome. And if it doesn't load, click download Chrome manually, which I just did. And then it says to click the open folder icon next to downloads. So next to downloads, and then click folder, show in folder, and then in the downloads folder on your computer it says Chrome setup. So double click Chrome setup, and Chrome setup. This will bring up File Explorer program, locate the file. So it brought up Windows Explorer, which it did just there. That's File Explorer. Went to the downloads folder, and we double click Google Chrome setup. And now we're just waiting for the splash screen. Oh, there you go. It's just at the status bar there. Yes. I want to install Google Chrome. Now it's installing Chrome. So there you go, connecting to the internet. So we just wait, and then it should pop up with Google Chrome. Installing Chrome, connecting, downloading 2 minutes remaining. I'll just wait for this to finish downloading. Okay, now it's downloading. It should be finished in a couple of seconds. Download complete. No. So I just finished downloading. Now it's installing. I'll give that a couple of seconds. And once it's installed, it will automatically pop up, welcome to Chrome. So we'll close that, and you saw Google Chrome, so we waited. Okay, now we could probably close all our browsers, and we might close Atom as well. We might actually just close everything. But one thing we didn't go through is how to open a web page using Google Chrome, because we skipped that step. So open with Google Chrome. So step, Edge browser. Oh, what section are we in? We're in creating a web page. So 1.6, how to create a simple site and an HTML web page. So we did that. We opened it in Microsoft Edge, and then the other step, which we did not finish, was just under step 8. So we opened it in Edge. Now we want to open it in Google Chrome. So to do that, we just go to File Explorer. We go to our site, or we go to our desktop. We go to our www, where we have all our web pages. and it was in site 1, and we created 2 web pages. Now, if you double click, it will just open in Edge. There you go. It opened up in Edge. Now we want to open it up in a different browser. We hold down Shift, right click, and then it says Open With. Then you have Open With options. You got Internet Explorer, which isn't anymore, and we got Google Chrome. So if we click Google Chrome, it will open that HTML page in Google Chrome. And just as a side note, if you go to the options button and more tools and development tools, and there you go, we have some development tools. Element, that's the body. So your browser has some diagnostic functions tools in it. So if you expand it, you can see what the page actually looks like. So if you click this one, element, and you click inside each of the sections of the page, it tells you what it is. So that part of the section is the HTML. And then what's this part? This part is the body. So it's inside the body. And it kind of like helps us. Body, display, block, margin, 8 pixels. That's just by default. If we do that in our Edge browser, we might just double click. It should open in Microsoft Edge. And now to get to our development tools, we choose the options button. So Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome has a lot of the same features, and we go development tools as well. And it brings up development tools. There's welcome, element, console, source, but we might just go to actually elements, and then it brings up the elements. So if you click that and then highlight over the text in our preview panel of the page of our web page, if you click it, that's the HTML section, and elements, that's the body section, and that's the body section, and it's display block 8 pixels. So that's just a little introduction about browsers as well. Console, source, is it Control Shift P? No, that's not on. I think it's Control R. No, Control P. No. Console, scope, watch. And that'll do it for this tutorial. Oh my god, it's almost 1 hour. Okay, so here's our web page. So to close out it, get a development tools, you press the close button, and if we go to our Microsoft Edge, Google Chrome, we close that, and we're back to our normal web page or web browser. So we'll close that, and that will conclude our little setup of our web development. So we finished this tutorial. So we could probably close this file, and we used Atom, we installed Atom and Google Chrome, and we created a web page, a basic web page, and created folder and site. So I'm going to leave the video there, and happy coding.